lifestyle. I want to speak about lifestyle because our lifestyle is a direct mirror to illness, sickness, and the life we are living. And lifestyle has to do with thoughts, have to do with our emotion, our spiritual understanding, our energetic understanding, our light understanding, and the bigger picture. And lifestyle, I want to speak specifically about one lifestyle, and it is about shamanism and the shamanistic way of living. I have spoken a lot about ceremony, collective ceremonies and private ceremony, and in shamanism you have a thought paradigm that everything starts from within. So I create my life from within. And shamanism, you find this in every nation, in every religion, and it has been for more than 100,000 years. So it is our root, and it's not like, okay, shaman is my inheritance. It's all of our inheritance. It's all of our ancestral, because our ancestral had all practices of shamanism. And in shamanism, you know that if you want to create a better world, you have to start with yourself. The world we are creating starts from within. So we are actually mirroring or projecting it out in our surroundings. But what we have seen now for so many years is that we are reacting to war and catastrophic and the masculine way of doing it. And I have walked two different spiritual shamanism. One was masculine and the other one was feminine. And I did it for 2 years in the feminine and 2 years in the masculine. So it was two different shamans. And I'm so glad that I took them, both of them, because in the masculine I learned so many techniques, and the techniques were amazing, fantastic. And I use them today. And in the feminine I also learned techniques, but it was the presence, it was the being. So we have for so many years heard about mindfulness and meditating and the presence of, and the power of presence, just holding the feminine space. And this is the period and the time period that is kind of revealing itself, because in shamanistic practice it is direct revelation. So you go inward and everything kind of reveal itself to you. The more you open, the more revealance, or the more opening and epiphanies you have. So I have no clue how many epiphanies I have had, thousands. And I do a lot of private ceremony and I do collective ceremony, and I have done more than 1,000 private ceremony. And the latest was the 9th of July, and it was many downloads. I call it downloads, but it is not a download because it's kind of revealed from the inside, because I open up. And when I do ceremony now, I don't do ceremony for myself, I do ceremony for humanity and people I work with. And since I will have a collective ceremony, one of the intention for this ceremony, the 9th of July, was to, okay, how can I support the participant and all the people that come in October? What is the best focus? And I knew it, but then I get different perspective on the same topic, and I won't say anything about it now, probably another time. But so when I do ceremony, I intertwine all aspects, future, past, now, and also I go beyond the intellect. So it is not my thoughts kind of, I go out of my ego, and then higher thoughts, and it is the spiritual guidance kind of, and it is guidance from the underworld, from the middle world, and the upper world. So in shamanism we speak about 3 worlds, and it is kind of the underworld and the middle world and the upper world. And it is kind of, how can you intertwine all of them? And this also can be seen as the past, the here and now, and the future, but everything happens in the now. So since I have spoken so much about ceremony, I wanted to say why I do it. Because practicing as a therapist, a regression therapist, a trauma therapist, and I have a lot of education and diploma in helping people. But the real essence and my real power, I found it through the shamanistic path, to really hold it. And Jesus was a shaman, Rumi was a shaman. All these mystic people that had revelation, is that another revelation, epiphany, epiphany, epiphany. All of them were shamans. If we really want to live as an awakened being and to take responsibility for all of our creation, then the best tool or the best tradition is the shamanistic understanding and the shaman's way of living, because we then know that everything is created from within and we intertwine everything. And there are a lot of technique, but the most important is the feminine holder. And the feminine holder, it's the mother. And mothers are natural healers, are natural shamans, actually. It's easier for women than men. But even though most men recent year have been shaman, but if you go back to the root when it started, it was the feminine, it was the women that was the natural shaman and holding the tribe. So then we went into a masculine creation period, and the shamans became men. But often, like my life in Guatemala in the 1600, when I was a man and a shaman, a priest for this tribe, I had my wife, and she was actually the real shaman, or she holded the feminine room. If I didn't have my wife in that life, I couldn't do this good job as I did in the beginning of 1600 in Guatemala. So she was the holder. She holded me, she holded everyone. So she was the best medicine, but I was kind of the masculine. I put it out. So we need both feminine and masculine. So this is the principle of Mother Earth, the yin and yang, the action and the presence. So we need both of them, but what we need most of all is the feminine room, the space where everything can be revealed. And the first thing that needs to be revealed, it's the wounding we have and all the unbalanced pattern in us. So if we want to change the world, it is only one path that really works. It is working with ourselves. You can do much good, but if you are in your program only living from your mind and don't have an open heart, then you will subconsciously create imbalance because you see with limited eyes. In shamanism, we don't see with only these eyes and listen with only these ears. We see through our heart, and we have eyes in our heart, we listen through our heart, we feel through our heart. So the senses, when you live from shamanism, it's expand and you see much more color, and you know that you create from an open heart and project it out. So it is total reverse. You don't let other to kind of hold you down, because then you give away your power. A good shaman, he or she knows its power, and if someone says, oh, they will curse you, you cannot curse a shaman that really owns its power, because a shaman that owns its power can't be cursed, because it knows its power. And if someone says, I will curse you, they say, you can try. So all of us want to go the shamanistic part, most of us, because then we really come to the strength, and we will create heaven on earth when we surrender to the shamanistic way of perceiving life, emanating life, and meeting other brothers and sisters. Because in the shamanistic tradition, we see every human as brothers and sisters. And the feminine shamanistic way is that everything is horizontal. It is not vertical, like hierarchy. So the masculine way has been hierarchical, and we are moving away from the masculine hierarchical, because we know that hierarchical way of seeing or doing things, it doesn't work. So we are now going to the circle, and the horizontal way, that all of us have a gift. We are equal, and we can come to the direct revelation, and then we know who we are, and then we are aligned with our soul purpose, because more and more people ask for their soul purpose, and your soul purpose is to get to know yourself in the deepest layers, like I did. I wanted, and I, even though being a very good therapist with a lot of education and diploma, the real power and the real essence I found through the shamanistic way of seeing life and understanding energy, understanding the higher realm and the middle world and the underworld, and yeah, the bigger picture. So your purpose is to understand yourself better. Through understanding yourself, you cannot help other people longer than you understand yourself. If you don't understand yourself, you have resistance, and if someone have a problem and you said, well, I don't need to grow anymore, then you cannot help other people longer than you have become yourself. So it is a total shift from living from the inside and emanating out heaven on earth. So I wish you the best summer, the best 2025, and know that even though it's storm and chaos around us and we see a lot of craziness in the news and everything, this is because all the old masculine hierarchy way need to come up, so that we can be the holder, the feminine holder of the new, birthing the new Homo luminous, the new human and the new earth. And with those words, I wish you all the best. Bye bye.